Welcome to the weekly roundup on SA Footballer TV. I'm Tommy Javor, and it's my pleasure, joined for the first time by North Haven superstar Tommy Lipson. Welcome, mate.
How you going, TJ? All right, mate?
Good, mate. It's great to have you. Of course, you spent a bit of time on the Magoo's Corner last year with Trev, but you're up in the big leagues now.
Yeah, it was an experience, but you got to do your time in the twos, I guess, don't you?
You certainly do. Yes, pay your way. And of course, we're looking at Div 6. We're reviewing round 9 and previewing round 10. And without further ado, mate, let's get straight into it, because it was, of course, a big week in football, as we always say. Starting, of course, at Brahma Lodge Oval, where Brahma Lodge have just taught Adelaide Lutheran a lesson. 19-9-1-23, Adelaide Lutheran 5-10-40. For the losers, there's not much to talk about, Tommy. You can give us the Lutheran better players and goal kickers.
Yeah, no real surprises there, I don't think, with the scoreline. But goal kickers for Ludies, they just had Hickey with 3 and Snow with 2.
John Snow?
What's it? Yeah.
Stozzle now.
Stozzle now.
Not Stozzle later, Stozzle now.
And Brahma Lodge's goal kickers were Aloisi with another 6. He's going along nicely, I think, with the goals. Sobel's 5, Hickey 3, Brooks 2. And the rest were just singles, I think.
Steele was their best player, was Sobels and Hoytma. They actually named about 7 best players, so obviously they're pretty happy with the way they went. While Moose, Borges and Hickey were the better players for Lutheran. Look, I didn't expect the margin to pan out to be that much, mate, but Brahma Lodge are a tough team to beat at home.
Yeah, they'll be right up there end of the year, I think.
Now, I always put my hand up to say when I get a tip wrong, and I certainly got this one wrong. It was the Roy boys, the Lions out at Fitzroy. It's on Slopey Oval at Fitzroy Sports Club. Too good for Houghton Districts, 18-18-126, Houghton Districts 12-8-80. And just looking at the quarter-by-quarter scores, Tommy, they really, after quarter time, controlled the game all day, didn't they?
Put the foot down a little bit after that, with a couple of good quarters there in the second and the third. Really stamped their authority on the ground, I think. But yeah, a bit of a surprise, really. Fitzroy struggling a little bit, but that's a good win.
Yeah, it's a huge win for them. 11 goals 9 to 1 goal 4 in the second and third quarter, and that's going to do the job. Goal kickers for Fitzroy, we haven't had to read out tons of goal kickers this year, so well done, boys. And it was Dixon with 6, Whedon with 4, Pigliacelli, well, I had a crack, mate. 2, his brother kicked 2 as well, and a host of singles, whilst Dixon, Brophy and Smith were the best players for Houghton, mate.
Houghton, you had Glanville with 3, Bray with 3, Dolan with 2, Hall with 2, and the rest were singles. And the best players were Fitzgerald, Hall, McMurtry, Curry and Davis.
Of course, that's the general Joshy Davis, my mate down there doing good things. Next one, mate, was at Mitchell Park, and no real surprise, it was top and bottom. We couldn't really talk it up. We said West Croydon are probably going to win this by 15 goals. We were wrong. They won by 15 goals too. So, hate it when we were wrong. And it was Mitchell Park. You don't want to make light of it, but they've had a crack. 6-5-41. West Croydon, 21 goals, 7-133. Probably the inaccuracy is what really hurt Mitchell Park there.
It's not that bad of a scoreline, really, for a top versus bottom. I've seen scores in the lower levels get blown out way bigger than that.
Yeah,
so
and again, there's no quarter-by-quarter scores, but you'd suggest that probably the last quarter they ran away with it. I'll do the Mitchell Park side of things, mate, where Hyde was the only multiple goal kicker with 2. Walzak, Power and Halimi were the better players for West Croydon, mate.
West Croydon's goal kickers, we had Woodcock with another 4.
Who's cock?
Woodcock with 4, Campbell with 4, Halls with 2, Stankel with 2, Emery with 2, and the rest singles. So good spread of goal kickers there. Campbell, Curtis, Francis, Freeman and Halls for best players.
And how frustrating is it that I don't have a working mouse at the moment?
I like it.
Do you like it? I'm having to work hard.
Inside though, aren't they, West Croydon?
Oh, they certainly are. And look, they haven't lost a game. They have drawn a game this year to Trinity a couple of weeks ago. But I think they'll be there when the cracks are whipping.
Yeah.
Something like that. Our game of the round this week was it was at the Kennel down at Roe Park, Ingle Farm, and I thought it'd be closer than it was. I thought Ingle Farm were a shake in this one against the highly fancied Woody South, but it wasn't to be. It was Woody South 19-11-125, Ingle Farm 13-11-89. Coincidentally, no Paul Manuel this week, has a loss, and he's a no-show. For Ingle Farm, the Bulldogs, Dan Bryan enjoying his move down forward, kicked 4, Sanderson kicked 3, Phyllis and Lynch both kicked a couple. Pryor, Bryant and Pope were the better players. I wonder if that's Nick Pope. What's Woody South, mate?
We've got Ahmed with 8 on a bit of a day out, Burns with 3, Matthews with 2, Clark with 2 and the rest was singles. So Ahmed with 8 goals, getting best on ground.
Couldn't argue with that.
Economou, Haynes and Burns, you can't argue with 8, best on every day.
Yeah, Woody South certainly travelling along just nicely. And our last game, this is the one that was probably the hardest to pick of all games, I would have thought. It was Trinity and Mawson Lakes at Trinity. Perhaps the drive was what had all of last week's tipsters leaning towards Trinity, and they were too good in the end. 13-15-93 to Mawson Lakes 7-8-50. Now, without even looking at better players and goal kickers, I can bet you Novus will kick a couple and Kennett's in the better players. Well, fancy that. So goal kickers for Mawson Lakes. The only multiple goal kicker was Ivan the punter Novasult, Stewie Diver with 2, a host of singles, whilst Nathan Two Dads Bruce Gordon was their best player with Phillips and Delbridge. For Trinity, mate?
Trinity, we got Clark with 3 goals, Perry with 3, Zorich with 2, and the rest were singles there. So Clark, best on ground, winning MacPhail, Perry and Punidis.
So a bit of an oxymoron there, that their better players were winning and MacPhail.
Yeah.
Isn't that quite clever? It's not great, but it's sort of
clever.
something.
It's clever.
Right, and just looking at the ladder now, we're at the halfway mark, so normally things have taken shape, and in this grade, it's fair to say they certainly have. There's 4 standout teams. West Croydon are 8 wins and just the draw. Woody South are 8 wins and just the loss. Ingle Farm nipping at the heels, just suffering their second loss on the weekend, 7-2. Brahma Lodge 6-3, and then basically it's a 5-horse race for 5th. Take us through that, mate.
Yeah, I know West Croydon seem to be the team to beat. Obviously, massive scores for and very little against, so you know they'd be right up there. But you know, it doesn't seem to be a lot between Woody South, Ingle Farm, Brahma Lodge, and even Trinity, I guess, on their day as well. So.
Yep. So Trinity's sitting 5th. Who do you think? And I mean, it's a bit of a shot in the dark. You got Trinity, Mawson Lakes, Houghton, Adelaide Lutheran, all on 3 wins. Fitzroy on 2 wins. All a chance. Mitchell Park on 1 win. All a chance to sneak into that 5th spot.
Trinity seem to be really hard to beat at Trinity, I reckon.
Yep.
So maybe they will slip into 5th spot, but looks like everyone's just going to keep winning, I guess, if they want that 5th spot.
The way it's shaping up, it's fair to say that draw against West Croydon could be the thing that gets them in the
Could get them, yeah. Better than a loss there for sure.
Yep, absolutely. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Adelaide Lutheran, whose last, well, they weren't so good on the weekend, but their form recently has been much better.
Surprising to see Fitzroy down that low. I mean, they were in form not that long ago, so.
Yeah, they've been on
a little bit.
They've been on a plateau down though, and they'll be probably finding themselves in what our good friend Daryl Pearce calls the nursery division. That is Division 7, where teams rebuild and are nurtured back to health. Yep. And I actually didn't mind that. He got murdered on those sillies forums. I actually thought it was quite a good analogy. It certainly is the nursery for clubs that need to rebuild from scratch. And Salisbury West are doing it just nicely. Yeah. We don't cover Div 7, but yeah, they'll be back in Div 6 next year, no doubt. Now, right now. Well, it's Monday night in the Portland Hotel, our great sponsor, but it's Thursday night if you're watching right now, I assume. And Timmy Aloisi will be gathering the family around, so they're about to do the goal kickers. It's half. Timmy Aloisi leading on 44 goals and 3 assists for the year now, I hear. Lukey Woodcock on 30 for West Croydon. And the others, a host of goals on 20. McDonald from Mitchell Park, probably noticeable with 26 goals for a team that is in bottom place. That's a fair effort, isn't it, Tommy?
Timmy Aloisi's a very, very good player. Has been for a long time, so yeah, he'll run right.
Yeah. Actually ended up playing a little bit of footy for the Bays. I think he played 2 games for the Bays last year, kicked a goal against South. Yeah, fair to say we were struggling. But it was great to have him.
Player,
no, he's a good player. I've watched him play probably 3 or 4 times in his life, but he's got that knack. He knows where they are, don't he?
Yeah, he's a hard man to stop.
Yeah, when he's on. Let's get on to this week's games, and our first game is going to be an absolute crack. It's between 2 of the top 4. It's Brahma Lodge and West Croydon. It's at Brahma Lodge Oval. Your thoughts, please?
Probably West Croydon, just on form and being top of the ladder, but I wouldn't think by too much. I think they might have beaten Brahma Lodge by about 8 or 9 goals the first time, but yeah, West Croydon probably by about the same. If
Brahma Lodge are to get the double chance, they need to win this game, I think, and move from 4th to 3rd spot. Funny enough, but I'll take West Croydon. They've been too consistent all year.
Yep.
Must-win game down at Mitchell Park for Mawson Lakes if they want to be that team to sneak into the 5th. And teams can win premierships from 5th in your divisions 4, 5 and 6. You've seen Westminster do it.
Yep.
Teams like that. You haven't seen North Haven do it. But sorry. I think Mawson Lakes should have enough firepower at Mitchell Park.
Yeah, Mawson Lakes.
Yeah. Woody South sitting top, and Adelaide Lutheran after a poor loss last week. I don't see them bouncing back at New Vision Oval.
I don't think so. Yeah, Woody South, they're going to have a real crack at it. They need to knock teams off like that pretty easily, and I think they will.
You don't need to agree with me every time.
I like to.
No, thanks.
Very similar people.
Ingle Farm sitting, in both named Tom. Ingle Farm sitting 3rd, Fitzroy down the bottom in 9th, well not quite bottom, near the bottom. But this game last year, coinciding game last year, Fitzroy actually knocked off Ingle Farm. Can they do it again?
Possibly. They had a good win on the weekend, and Ingle Farm come off a loss. You know, yeah, I'll give them a chance.
Yep, I think Cree's out, but I'll stick with my boys. My boys, well, I live there, but don't ever go there. drive past it to go to Kmart. I think it's $19 at the moment down Ingle Farm Way. Place is on fire. You can't get a park. The doggies for me. And Trinity Old Scholars and Houghton Districts. Trinity sitting 5th. Need this win to hang on
Match
to
of the
5th
round,
spot.
this one? Toughest one to pick?
It's certainly the toughest one to pick. I guess you could argue it's match of the round. I reckon Brahma and West Croydon would probably take being higher on the ladder. Trinity for me at home.
Trinity at home, not by much.
Tommy, I thought we were pretty tidy first up segment together.
Pretty good, I reckon.
I give us a 9.5 out of 12. We'll be back with Div 5 in just a minute.